right, this third time had better be the freaking charm, okay? We have wasted an hour of stuff. Welcome to the JJ and Pug Show. May 1st, 2024.
It's gonna be May.
With
Shalae.
Nice. In the Highland Communities podcast studio. So I am over here punching myself in the face metaphorically because we had just done an hour of good content that I had to start over twice. First time was because that wasn't good content. I lied. That was actually crap. So that didn't work out at all. We had to start over because it sounded terrible. And then the second time, after having a flawless run, found out, oh my gosh, guess what? There was no recording on Shalae's mic. I had the wrong mic selected, and so here we are, guys.
With 30 minutes to go. We've got 30 minutes left.
We're fine.
We're only 4 months into this.
Yeah,
I would have thought we outgrown this by now.
No, these are little things that you just don't. We've only had somebody extra on the show, like beside her and Carl, as far as like recording goes.
We had Coach.
And Coach, so like it's only been a few. If you think about all the episodes, we've only done it a few times. We add on third
daughters. I guess the reason why it's
I was trying to help you out, but you kept just shutting it down. So I'm done. You could have just said,
you're right, Eric. You suck at everything. You ruined our night.
Just like how you wanted to just take the dub from the game we played that we have to disregard, doesn't count anymore. I'm just gonna take the L. I screwed that up.
It happened.
Repeat that. Jason did beat me in the boy band face-off this time. We will have to re-record a new one.
Yeah.
Another night.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that because, like I said, unfortunately, the standings
and I
don't
killed it for the record.
Very good. Very good.
He beat me by 1 point, people.
Whoa,
1 point.
Tiebreaker.
Still, it's winning's winning. It's not doesn't matter if you're first.
I know, but I want it to show that I didn't completely fail.
That's fair. All right, I'll give you.
It was a good competition.
Yeah, give me some credit.
Good competition.
Here's your metaphorical flower.
Thank you. Yeah, because I don't want the real ones.
All right, so here we go. Right now, we had a whole bunch of stuff we were going to talk about, and we'd want to talk about. My son came on and told a joke, which he actually screwed up, so he has a good opportunity to fix it next time. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and start right off. Is a hot dog or a taco a sandwich?
So I went down a rabbit hole today with like topics, right? I was on my phone, and I'm like, oh, what should we talk about tonight? And this is one of those things that's a big topic right now.
On what?
It's a debate. Is it?
Like on social media? You've seen
well,
it?
it's just on the internet. Everywhere. It's just a debate.
I have never once seen this.
But if you think about what is a sandwich?
Bread and meat.
So what is a hot dog?
Bread and meat.
See what I'm saying? So is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh my god!
But then the question gets bigger: is a hamburger a sandwich?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You call a hamburger a sandwich?
Well, it would be a sandwich. It's more of a sandwich thinking
than
you
call
a hot dog.
Have you ever called a hamburger a sandwich?
Listen, no. Well, you say you're gonna go have a burger, and they just assume that it's built like a sandwich.
I gotta say, this is actually funny. You know what my dad says? You want to go get a sandwich? That's what my dad says.
Yeah.
Even if it's
a burger?
burgers. Yeah, burgers doesn't matter.
The taco one though, that
one's kind of
debatable.
Interesting. It is debatable, but
because I don't consider a tortilla bread.
Oh, but sometimes it's really good. What about a chalupa bread, like or a pita bread? Right? They make that like is a gyro a sandwich?
A chalupa.
Yeah.
I'm over here like biting my lip because I'm not sure how I would answer that question.
No, because then pizza, that's bread. So I guess it depends on how it's built.
Yeah, exactly, right? So taco and hot dog is like folded between.
True, yes.
I mean,
so here's where I'm gonna land.
This is where I had a hot dog sandwich, like where you've taken the sandwich. This is like poor man stuff for sure.
No, but I know exactly what you're saying, and absolutely have. Go ahead and finish.
Where you take the hot dog, you cut it in half, you slice it in half, and you open it up, and you put like 2 hot dogs on a piece of bread and make a sandwich.
That would be a sandwich,
right? But what about a hot dog just in a bun? Same concept.
It is, but I'm gonna stick with my whole theory of it's how it's prepared. Like it's not stacked; it's folded.
Have you ever used a hot dog bun and put hamburger or put like turkey in it?
I have put peanut butter and jelly in a hot dog bun.
Absolutely.
But I undo it. I don't have it connected. I don't know.
See what I mean? Like it's more of a
you've
debate.
Gotten the wheels turning.
Think about
wow.
So to me, I have a pretty easy answer for this, and the reason I'm going to say no is because, and this is going to sound like a very simplistic response. Things have names, right? You call a hot ham and cheese sandwich. You don't call a hamburger and cheese sandwich. You call it a burger. Okay. You don't say a hot dog and ketchup sandwich. You just call it a hot dog.
So good.
It does sound good right now, dude. Some mustard.
So what's the genre that you put hamburgers and hot dogs and tacos and sandwiches, like sub sandwiches, under?
So to me,
Like, what is that whole group
there's
called?
a deli, which is where you
American
get
food.
sandwiches, right?
Right.
There's a taco stand or a Mexican food
No,
place where you get
but, like,
tacos.
Like when you get like, oh, I want a snack. I think of like, oh, a bag of Doritos
Right.
or like a Snickers bar. What would you consider a hamburger, a hot dog, a taco, a
meal.
sandwich,
An entree.
an entree?
Yeah, it's
It
the
wouldn't
main
be
course.
like not having barbecue tonight. You know, like barbecue used to come like over whatever I'm trying to say.
Well, the taco kind of throws it off with all those
True.
other things because the taco is
It's a different genre of
very
food.
Mexican food, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not something.
We're having tacos.
Yeah, we're having tacos.
We're
But
having
as far
Mexican
as
food
everything
tonight.
else, like I think you can kind of. It just depends. Like I'm sure there are people out there that have not had. They've called a burger a sandwich the whole time.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
my
Like you said, your
does.
dad. You know what I mean? So like, I mean,
right.
but I've
they
never
call
called
them
a
in
hot
Europe?
dog a sandwich. But it makes me want to say, I'm gonna go a hot dog. I'm gonna go have a sandwich and make a hot dog just to see what people do.
See, the thing is, they don't call them that in Europe because they don't eat them in Europe. Hot dogs and hamburgers, that's an
American food.
That's American food. Remember when we were watching Ted Lasso and he goes to the American restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's American food. They don't. It's not really something they really eat over there. They have to search it out. So that's where I say like hamburgers and hot dogs are not sandwiches, even though if you were to really break it down to like the simplest of definitions
saying.
of bread, meat, and filling, then yeah, technically.
So it is a sandwich.
But what's a gyro?
Although sandwich is not just about food, but like it can be described other things, like you're sandwiched between two people, or like it really means
The Lord
there's
of
like
Sandwich.
bookends
It really means
of
it's something that is
something
basically
similar on either
surrounded-
side
yeah,
and something different in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know. I just look at it and say that certain, like, it's simple to me to just say certain things, they have names. We have names for things, and we don't call a hot dog a sandwich. Nobody does. And the people that want to argue it, they're literally just wanting to make an argument out of it. Nobody calls a hot dog a sandwich. Nobody. Do you call a gyro a sandwich?
Well, I've never have, but I think I could get away with it because, like, I'm gonna go have like a Mediterranean sandwich.
And people are going to be
Yeah.
like, what are you putting in it? Lamb?
Do you see where you went right away with a Euro lamb?
Well, that's what I mean. So you're going to have like you're going to say you're going to get 2 slices of rye and put some lamb in there, or that's what people are going to say. They're not thinking of a gyro.
No.
If
I
you were
don't
to
know
say
if they'll
that,
be thinking about it at all. They're like, oh, good for you.
yeah, that might be like, well, what's that?
You will have them intrigued, and then you show up with a Euro,
And they'll
they're
follow
like, so
you
you're having
there
a Euro.
and-
I'm like,
And you're
no.
like, oh, wait a minute, you tricked me.
Yeah,
This isn't
there
a
you go.
Mediterranean sandwich; it's a gyro.
Oh, I want a Euro so bad. You know what we don't have out here is a good Euro place, unless you
Yeah,
guys
we
know
do.
of one. Where?
This Greek Islands place right here off of Bella Vista and Hunt.
You shut your mouth.
I'm not
Are you
joking.
serious? Is it a,
Yeah.
is it a
I
Euro
don't
good?
think I've had it.
You and I are about not big Mediterranean food fans,
No,
so
we're
it's
not.
not something.
But I haven't tried it. Someone else was
Marshall.
here. Yeah, they were here.
Yeah.
But I got something different. So I can't testify to
I didn't know there was one out here because there's a place called George's Famous Euros in Scottsdale. It's right across from the Scottsdale Police Department off of McKellips in Miller. Dude, it's right next to a porn store and a Circle K thing, right? Like,
And a Blockbuster.
and the other side's the other side's a laundromat. Like,
Oh, there we go.
It's a hoopty area of. You're like, well, what is this doing in Scottsdale? But this Euros in there, dude. They are making fresh baklava every day. Like the
Wow.
guy makes it layered in the back. I've been trying to get him to Queen Creek when Wings
Like a
that Wing
food
Street
truck?
before the Wing Street got in there in the marketplace.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hey, there's an opening. Like I have a window for you to
sell
come
you
in
on
here.
this.
Yeah, because I love a good Euro, but it's hard to find
I
good
mean,
Euros.
like I say, I'm not a big Mediterranean food fan.
I don't.
So it's
That's the
not
only
something I've ever
Mediterranean
searched
food
out
I'll
for.
eat is a Euro. I don't know anything else.
So you don't eat pita jungle. That's not like legit.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't. I've had it before,
Right.
but I don't like. We have one right by the house.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
Nope. I've been there one time since it's open.
I think you and I have been to Pita Jungle one time, and it's for a birthday meal that somebody invited us to.
I mean, I've had it outside of that when I used
really?
to work out there. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
that's
get
right,
it
you
for
worked
lunch with
next to one.
people, like with my coworkers and stuff. Like, it's okay, but like I said, that's just not my style of food to begin with.
Yeah, I remember I went, and I'm like, I don't know what to eat.
Yeah.
Everything else here doesn't look good to me, so it's just not my style.
They have Euro fries.
Have you been to Higley Hot Dog?
No, it's
'Cause
out,
they've
like,
been-
where's that at?
Higley,
Higley and
Williamsfield.
Williamsfield.
Yeah,
They've
I
been doing a
can't eat
Euro
anything right
forever.
now.
Oh, really? I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, but Euros and Italian beef sandwiches and hot dogs.
Is
That's
that
the thing?
Oh, that's right. Like in the, I know what you're talking about. It's over by that bike store. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've driven past it. I've never been into it. But
Dude, it was like it's a staple of my youth. It has been
Really?
there for, I mean, literally.
$7 for a hot dog.
It's probably more now.
No, I think it's like $4.50 for a Polish.
Well, that was back
Remember when
then when we
Costco
would
used
eat
to have
it.
Polish dogs for
Yeah.
$1.50? Oh, dude.
Yeah. No, it hasn't. Wasn't that long ago that I went?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it used to be that I could get 2 Polish dogs and fries for under $10. Probably not the case anymore. But anyway.
Did you dip stuff with your? Did you use your fries to dip anything with?
Oh, that's a good question.
I was gonna. thought you were going somewhere completely different about.
Yeah,
Dip
I
your
thought we were
fries
going
dip
in
your
somewhere.
anything.
like, wait
no.
a second.
No.
This is taking a turn.
But you can answer that.
Did you do that?
So I will say this: I firmly cannot eat French fries unless I have a dipping sauce.
Yeah, so that's the question. Do you dip? Do you use your fries? Do you dip stuff? Wow,
Do you dip fries in a sauce?
something? Yeah, and
Absolutely not.
not at all.
Not at all.
I can't say
Nothing.
at all.
No, it's not at all.
It's
babe.
very, very, very rare.
Okay,
If
it's
you were gonna
so
dip
rare
something-
that
So
I
rare.
have been married to you for 14 years and I've never once seen her dip a fry in anything.
So sometimes if I get like chicken from like Culver's and I have like honey mustard,
Okay,
and
honey
after I
mustard's
finish
good.
my chicken, sometimes I will dip some of my fries in. Not all of my fries though. I love the taste of just salted fries by themselves.
Well, I get it. I love
Just
fries.
salted and fried potato.
Oh, potatoes are the best.
Oh, potatoes. Are
Any
so
form of potato, man.
I gotta tell you, that is something very consistent with my wife. I mean, for the longest time when we first got married, anytime that anybody would invite us out to dinner, the question would be like,
Do they
So-
have baked potatoes for Shalae?
yeah, that was the very first question. No, I shouldn't say question. The first statement was, hey, we want to go eat here. And don't worry, Shalae, they've got baked potatoes. We checked the menu.
good. Hey, that's smart. I get it. I love potatoes.
I love all the potatoes.
Have you had a pierogi?
No.
So it's a very like back east, like a Pennsylvania
Yes.
thing, right?
Yeah.
But it is basically mashed potato in a pot sticker. That's the best way for me to describe it. Is it's
Okay.
basically pot sticker with mashed potato in it.
Sounds phenomenal.
Costco had them. So one of the guys who plays, his daughter plays soccer with Lexi,
Yeah.
and he's from Pennsylvania. He's always telling me these pierogies. We go, oh, you got to go to this place get a pierogi. So I sent her this picture. So he told me how to make them, and you just pan fry them like they are little pot stickers. Mm-hmm. And it's cheese and potato in a pot sticker.
Sold.
It is so good.
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know what a
Is it
pierogi
like
That
a-
sounds great.
Is it like in the frozen section? Like
It-
they're already
no,
made? You just
they
fry
were already
them?
made. It wasn't frozen. They were in like
Okay.
the like. They were on an end cap. It was like
Okay.
it wasn't. I don't even know if they're still there because
Right.
this was maybe 2-3 weeks ago now, or this is longer than that. It's probably a month ago now. But
So I was just there.
Hmm.
And I try all the samples.
no, these were no samples. I just wanted to see the word pierogi, and it
Oh.
came in 2 different things. And he's always talking about pierogi, so I took a screenshot or I took a picture, sent it to him. He's like, he told me to fry them up, or he goes, get them. You boil them.
Yeah.
Which
oh, that
I
already
didn't
sounds
like.
I
gross.
wonder if they'd be
'Cause
good in
the
the air
texture-
fryer.
That I should have tried.
Yeah.
But he said saute onions up in a pan with butter and then pour the butter and onion over the pierogies.
Oh.
And I didn't do that because I like the pot sticker, like it came like almost
Yes.
kind of crunchy, kind of not.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was like, okay, I could eat these every day.
So
Like,
you
no
didn't
problem.
want sauce on that?
I would have. I did have ketchup on them because it's a potato.
Oh.
It's a potato.
Oh my gosh, weird.
See, I remember. So I
was
remember this
fine.
for the very first time. What really hit me is when she and I were dating, and we went to Shalae with her family. Her grandma and grandpa live up in Pine Top, so we went up to Shalae to go sledding down a hill.
Oh yes.
Like right there, right before you get to Pine Top, right around where the Walmart and stuff is. There's that big hill. So
Very familiar by the pizza where the Pizza Hut is.
you know where it is. So we went up there, and before we got there the night before, we went sledding the next day. The night before we went to Wendy's, and we're with her family, her mom and dad, her little sister, and we're eating. And I got a whole bunch of ketchup, from the area, and all the cups, filled a bunch of cups up, brought them out to the table, and I'm handing them out. And I went to go give one to Shalae, and she's like, "I don't want it." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Guys, I had been around Shalae for 2 years to this point, and I'd never noticed the fact that she would not put anything with her fries. I remember watching her be like, "What is wrong with you, psycho? Like, how can you eat these without any ketchup?"
Will you
'Cause
eat
they're
like cheese
delicious.
fries? Will you eat those kind of things, or like what's that poutine? Have you had those? Like poutine with gravy on them?
That's
I
a
don't think I
Canadian
have.
thing.
It's a Canadian thing, but it's a gravy on top of the fries.
I've gotten like I don't remember what restaurant it is, but like the French fries with like cheese and bacon and
Yeah,
stuff. Like
loaded
I'll
fries.
eat it. Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse loaded fries right there is exactly what you just described.
But I feel like they put too much topping on it, and I like
You just
but more
so okay,
potato.
so this is kind of but so where do you if you're going to get a French fry, and you're talking, because if it's so good you don't dip them, where are you going to get French fries?
I'm not picky.
Oh, but I know, but there's got to be some
Burger
places
King
better
does it
than
really well.
Burger King does. Isn't that great? They do.
They do it.
I really like their
I
French
used to
fries.
love Wendy's. Wendy's is hit and miss for me, just as McDonald's. Like sometimes I'll get Wendy's and they're like crispy and fresh and like good, or they'll be like the soggy, gross. And that's like same with McDonald's. You have to get them at the right time. But I feel like Burger King's pretty consistent with theirs.
And they taste different. Burger King's taste
They
different.
do.
I don't know what they obviously use some kind of other branded one than the one that everybody else gets from US Foods or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's something about the like when you can get. So I don't eat McDonald's. I can't even remember the last time I've been in a drive-thru at McDonald's, let alone in one. But when McDonald's fries are fresh, there's a reason they don't go bad in your car for years. It's because they're delicious.
All the preservatives.
Not because they're loaded with
Yeah,
preservatives.
nothing to do with that. No, but but they're hot, fresh, salted, and you're just like, okay, this I could do. But what about In-N-Out? What's your thought on In-N-Out potatoes?
I wish they were thicker, but I do like they're just the perfect amount of crunchy for me. They're just so thin and
You
tiny.
don't have the animal style fries from there?
No.
My problem with In-N-Out is I'm not a fan. It's the same thing with Freddy's. I hate thin shoestring.
You don't like
fries.
shoestring fries?
Hate it.
Well.
I hate it.
Like I said, I'm not picky. I'll eat all the fries.
I'm not a big fan of like big steak fries either. You know what I mean? The big potato wedge type
I
stuff.
love those too.
Not a huge
I
fan.
love fries.
I'll say this, guys. I'm gonna eat
Right,
it.
right, you're gonna eat
Don't get me
it.
wrong.
Right,
I'm gonna eat it. I'm just saying if it's my choice, because that was the question.
Yeah.
Where do you go? What's your choice? That's not my pick. Strangely enough, you ever had the extra crispy Frida? Is that what it's called from Walmart?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the old Rita one, the old like the red black,
The
red
frozen
bag.
red and
ones,
yellow.
yeah.
the extra crispy ones you put in the air fryer.
Yes.
yeah,
They are so good,
Yeah,
dude.
they are.
And the best part about it is, dude, I love air fryers.
because it makes you feel less guilty.
Not just that, I control the crispiness level of my fries.
Yes.
True, yeah.
That's
And
true.
for me, like, I remember every time I used to, like, when I go to a restaurant and I order fries, I'm like, listen, bro, I want those things so crispy, they're basically potato chips. I don't want to be, eating soggy potatoes. I want crisp. Bring them out crispy. And rarely do they get it right.
At In-N-Out.
At anywhere.
Yeah,
Anywhere.
In-N-Out. That's the issues. They're not crispy. They're usually like I like that they're fresh and you can literally see them doing them. They're
Yeah.
not frozen, so I get it. But they really aren't very crunchy.
Yeah. And they're so thin that when they start to get soggy, it just feels like you're just like picking up a whole bunch of like.
That's what I do. I just take a whole big bite.
Yeah, they're a little too small.
Yeah, not a big fan of that.
So-
I like to be able to like grab 2 or 3 at a time of any fry that I'm eating and be able to dip that in like ketchup. But with In-N-Out, it's like 10.
Yeah, because they are kind of flimsy. But
Yeah, not a big fan. I don't like
what
Freddy's.
about crinkle cut?
Mm.
Does it matter?
I don't really care. I don't
I don't
really
have
care.
a preference,
Yeah.
but I'll eat them. They're like that's one thing I actually kind of like about Cane's is because they're the only. It's like Chick-fil-A's waffle fry. It's just different.
I gotta tell you, I do like some waffle fries.
Oh, dude! Even the ones that come out from cold beer and cheeseburgers that are sweet potato waffle.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, the thing I like about waffle fries, I think, is because there's so much more in each bite. Like
Yeah.
At
it's
least
not.
it makes you feel like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
dude,
sure.
it's a lot of potato in one bite.
I like that I can put a ton of sauce on that one bite.
Yeah.
That's why I like
a
so. It's like-
sandwich.
yeah, it's like a shovel for
So I gotta
sauce.
ask you, when you wrote this on there, the question he literally wrote is fries without dipping sauce, or I should say the statement, not question. What brought that up?
I have no idea. I was literally down a rabbit hole, bro. Like I was just looking at like conversation topics to talk with your friends about, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you think about it, how long have we spent talking about French fries? Like we're sitting here having a conversation about French fries for a few minutes. It's something where you can talk and like it's not sports related. So
Yep.
we kind of, and I didn't expect you to be here, which is great because I didn't know that you didn't dip things. This was just random.
Yeah.
And I would never have thought that because most people dip their fries in something.
I know.
So, okay, question: I'm taking ketchup off the board,
Okay.
because everybody loves ketchup when you do fries, right? Everybody puts ketchup on potatoes, like just in
I
general.
don't. Stop saying everybody. I
Okay.
do not.
What about breakfast potatoes?
No.
Dude,
I want my
oh my
hash
gosh.
browns. Maybe hot sauce, but not
Like
ketchup.
what kind of hot sauce? Like we
What's
talking
the-
taste or we
Tabasco?
talking Tabasco?
No, what's the stuff in our pantry? It's not Tabasco.
Cholula.
Yes.
Cholula.
Have you
ever
had the
watched-
green Cholula? Do you like
Yes.
green salsa? I
Yes.
love green Cholula. Oh yeah.
Dude, I do love some green salsa, but I love some Tabasco and ketchup on some hash browns.
Oh, yeah.
Or on some breakfast red potatoes. Most of the time though, I can take some breakfast red potatoes just plain. I don't need much.
If they're
on them.
cooked right, you
Yeah,
don't need.
I don't need much on them. But
Yes.
I'll tell you what, dude, put ketchup and Tabasco on some hash browns. Oh gosh.
Okay, so you take ketchup out.
Okay, if I'm taking ketchup out and I'm dipping fries in something, my top 3, and I'll
Oh gosh.
top 3. Number 1, nacho cheese. Nacho cheese number 1.
There's the list is long for this. Like it doesn't end at ketchup.
Top 3.
Okay.
I'm not going through all.
Okay.
We're not going down the whole rabbit hole. So top 3. Number 1, nacho cheese.
I would say ranch for me.
I was gonna say number 2 is ranch.
So number 2 would be cheese for me.
Okay,
like
all right.
you know, what I mean, it's an even swap.
Yeah, easy there. So and Shalae has no input on this because she doesn't want to dip it. Well, no, her number 1 would be honey mustard.
Probably.
Okay.
From Dairy Queen. Have you had, dude, I don't know what it is, but I have a vivid memory of Dairy Queen as a kid.
They have like
their honey mustard.
It's got like a poppy seed, like a
It's something-
lemon poppy seed
yeah.
added. I don't know. You're right.
But
yes.
it is different, and
funny.
I freaking love it. Dude.
It's good.
I've never noticed that they had something
Oh,
special.
it's
other than
something.
ice
It's
cream.
totally
There's-
different. It's
it
their
is.
dipping sauce for their chicken.
Yep.
But it's you dip it with your fries.
Okay. I was gonna say number 2 for me, or number 3, is not Utah sauce, or whatever the crap you guys want to call it, fry sauce. Screw you guys up there. You know what? It's just ketchup and mayonnaise. Don't try and pretend it's not.
With relish.
Yeah, dude. It's just whatever. I would say number 3 for me is honey mustard.
I
It's
think
good.
just mustard for me. Like not brown.
Straight up mustard?
Regular
What about
mustard or
barbecue
honey.
sauce?
Barbecue sauce I would do in a heartbeat. That's
Yeah.
on the list of top 5.
My number 1 that I did all the time in high school was I would, if I got fries in the cafeteria at high school, I would mix mayo and mustard. That was it.
Oh yeah, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
I'd
I
mix
love
that
that on a sandwich, like the Ned. What's hang on? Wait, not Ned's. Gosh,
You
it's
talking about
there
Ned's
off Val
Crazy
Vista.
Sub?
Remember that place off of Gilbert?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
old
dude.
school.
That's crazy. That was the freaking awesome.
You know, the one Porta Subs. Porta Subs
okay.
does a great mayonnaise mix or mayonnaise mustard mix already.
Okay.
And I'm like, extra. Just throw it on. I want my bread to be soaked in that stuff.
So that's my top 3. What was your third?
So the third would be mustard. Of like I
Just
like
mustard, yellow
but
mustard?
honey mustard or yellow mustard. Those two are.
Yeah.
It's a mustard. Like that's,
Okay, a mustard.
It definitely could be a mustard. Those two for sure.
You know, I think I'm going to drop honey mustard from number 3, and I'm going to put the mustard mayo mix. One that I mix together. I don't know anybody that has a better mix. Mostly because, I mix it to my taste. So
Is
it's
it
mine.
mostly mustard with a? Is it? What's the ratio
Yeah.
here?
I remember back in the day, it would be 3 mustard packets to 1 mayo packet because the mayo packets are always
Bigger.
huge.
They were always bigger.
Why is it?
Why?
I don't know.
Why? I don't
Maybe it's
know.
because mustard's got so much of a stronger taste.
Or maybe the consistency of it, like
maybe.
that. It's harder to get the mayonnaise out because it's a little bit thicker, so it needs more.
Yeah, I
space.
guess. I think maybe it's because mustard has a stronger taste. You don't need as much of it.
True.
But there's like no calories in mustard.
Dude,
So,
mustard,
dude, I would lather crap in mustard.
Oh yeah, mustard all the time.
Dude, especially when I was doing like that crazy diet that I did a couple years ago. Dude, mustard on everything because there's no calories. Mustard on the chicken, mustard on the broccoli, mustard on everything, dude. Just to give me some flavor, man.
Been there.
Oh, dude. Mustard.
understand.
Bless you.
Red Hot's what I use on everything right now. That's everything I do is Red Hot.
Make you feel some life.
Yeah, it gives me the sodium so I don't cramp from all, and it gives me I feel like I'm eating chicken wings of all sorts, dude. Like, I just have to convince myself.
That's a solid move right there. That's a little cheat there.
What
a little
about-
mental hack.
So what about ranch and Red Hot mixed together?
You know, I have never done that. I would be willing to try that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I still got to try out the ranch that my buddy told me I got to make. I still got to do that. He gave me a ranch recipe because when you and I were talking about the difference between regular ranch and homemade ranch,
Yeah,
you can tell.
Definitely tell.
He gave me a ranch recipe. He's like, dude, I want you to try this. And I told him, okay, I will try it and I'll give you a review on the podcast. So I got to try it out.
I've had ranch that we made with cottage cheese, and because you blend it up, like
Yeah.
you blend it, dude, it's phenomenal. It's
That's-
way better than the ranch, that Kraft ranch crap you get. Makes me so mad.
Dude,
when they
yeah,
give you that crap.
Kraft
you go to
ranch-
you go to a nice pizza place and they give you Kraft ranch. I'm
Dude,
like,
I got to tell you this right now. Anything Kraft brand sucks.
That's
and I'm
not true.
including
I
your
do-
American
no,
cheese.
you shut your mouth
it's
right
freaking
now.
garbage.
Dude,
Kraft
I'm
is the
sorry,
worst.
but listen, you can't have a fried bologna, egg, and cheese sandwich without that kind of cheese. It is not the same.
I can tell you this right now. I'm not having a fried
Have you
bologna
ever had
anything.
it? Have you ever?
I'm not a fan of bologna, and I hate American cheese. Hate it. Shalae, got any input on American
Sorry,
cheese?
well, no, not on that, but I was going off in my brain on a tangent about weird food things that I've mixed throughout the years. Do you like potato salad?
Yeah.
Okay, put potato salad on your sandwich.
Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat.
It's
yeah.
so good.
I put chips on my sandwich. Right
Yes,
now.
that too.
Straight up, like
One of my favorite potato salad mixes is that and barbecue beans. Barbecue baked beans and potato salad.
When
Mix them together.
I don't purposely mix them together on the plate, but I definitely eat them together. Like as they're sitting next to each other, I'm good with the marry. Marry up.
Yes,
just be good to
marry
go.
them, dude. Those are joined couple
Definitely
right there.
good.
What else were you going to say?
Sandwich.
Oh, another thing I like to do is on my turkey sandwiches. These are all turkey sandwiches for me. So I do the the really mustardy potato salad you can get from like the Walmart deli area. Or I do like Cool Ranch Doritos crumbled up.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Dude.
I don't care.
On a turkey
Salt
sandwich
and
with
vinegar chips are the best on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I know. But
I don't like salt and
telling
vinegar
you.
at all.
Dude, you know what I had for dinner? You know what I had for dinner?
Egg sandwich?
No.
Oh.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, salt and vinegar chips.
On the side, not on
On the side.
Put 'em
So
on
when
there.
you say that, I'm like, you know what?
Put them on there.
You're already combining it. Why not?
Yeah, it's because when you just said that initially, I thought, I'm like, that doesn't sound like a good combo. I'm like, I literally had that for dinner, not in the same bite, but after I would finish a bite, I would get a salt and vinegar chip. So next time I'm going to try that out.
Dude, I do it all the time.
It sounds.
I do nacho cheese Doritos are fantastic on a PBJ.
Yeah. Okay, I ain't going to knock any of it, so I'm going to try it out.
I know people that put biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
Oh,
They put
gosh.
grape jelly in the middle of the biscuit and then put the gravy on top.
Interesting.
It's phenomenal. I was like, sold, done.
You know, I'll try that.
You ever made a peanut butter and jelly French toast?
Dude, you're blowing my mind right now.
Make
Dude,
a peanut butter and jelly sandwich
You
and then
are-
do it in French
you are
toast.
adventurous, dude.
My grandma used to make that for us as kids, and dude, it is like hot peanut butter, like runny. Dude, it is. You don't even need syrup. I mean, you can throw it on, but you don't need it. Just make a sandwich, dredge it. You can take
I've
it
done
Uncrustable.
like a grilled cheese sandwich with refried beans
So there's grilled cheese still, but you put refried beans in the middle.
in the middle as you're grilling the sandwich.
How come you didn't make that for me? That
Wait,
sounds amazing.
okay, so here,
It's
this
good.
brings the next point with refried beans. When you get a can of refried beans,
Yes,
do you do anything to them? or-
absolutely.
Oh, Shalae
Okay,
goes
good.
to town.
I
So
actually
do I.
just did it tonight for the kids for dinner. We did burritos. I get the refried cans from Walmart, whatever brand it is. I add sour cream,
Yep.
the Cholula,
Salsa, sure.
and cheddar cheese.
Yeah, every time. Yep, same here.
And get it nice and thick and spicy.
So I remember being at a buddy's house and we were having dinner and they had refried beans with whatever, and he just put the can in there and started smashing them around. And he's just waiting, and I'm like, "You're not going to do anything?" He goes, "You're not supposed to. They're good to go." And I'm like, "Bro, let me just give me some sour."
Let me elevate your
I
experience.
did. So he's
Let
like,
me
"Dude,
educate
these
you."
taste so much better." I'm like, "Yeah." You need to add at least milk and
Yes.
some cheese to it. Like you gotta
Exactly.
do something.
Minimum.
But
Yes.
sour cream and salsa, yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Dude, oh my gosh.
I want a giant bean and cheese burrito right now.
Dude, I'm gonna say this is the kind of conversation that having it at 9:30 at night is just it is so rough because now I'm just like, dude, I want to go to Los Fabritos right now. I'm not going to, but I want to.
I love this stuff, dude. It's how I live. Dude, my phone, food porn all day right now. I eat
Are you on your diet or what do you call it?
Yeah. So I'm eating the same
prepping
6
for a
things.
show.
Are you doing your show?
I'm doing 2.
Is your elbow?
Yeah, I will. So
ready to
everything's
go?
Good to go. Yeah. So I'm gonna do 2 back to back.
Oh my.
2.
Yeah, just the first one's not going to be like, it's just to kind of slim down and then get your body where you want. And then I have an 8-week gap and then you can build and then cut again. So I'm hoping to see a complete like body transformation in there.
Have you taken a before picture?
Oh yeah, I do it every week. I have pictures every week. So
I
there'll
love
be-
a good before and
there's-
after.
So it's, the last one, everybody thought I implanted
I
my
didn't.
head.
I did not recognize those
Everybody thought I
pictures.
implanted
I
my
was
head
like,
on a
they
body.
photoshopped it for
No,
sure.
It did look like that. I got that a lot.
Okay,
but-
so you remember the message? Did you remember the message I sent you when you posted them? I was genuinely blown away because I had not seen you.
Yeah, that's true.
We hadn't seen you in a long time. It was, I don't know, probably
Months.
one of the last time we saw you was in Mexico.
Yeah,
Right?
It had been months because this was
Yeah.
in 22, and I don't know why we just
COVID, and then we had a baby,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
kids, like it was just life.
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
wasn't anything crazy.
There's
like
lots
we
of
didn't
things that
see
come
any.
through.
Like we didn't
Yeah.
hang out with any of you guys, Carl and Kara. Like none of
Yeah.
us all got together.
Yeah, so I mean, it was one of those things where I had not seen you in a long time, and when I saw you post that, I was genuinely blown. I could not understand what I was looking at. Like, this isn't possible. There's no way. I was just talking to that guy because I remember it was right when I was probably towards the tail end of doing the intermittent fasting when I was super religious
Yeah,
about it.
I remember that.
because we were at Carl and Kara's and we were having a conversation about it, and you had just started. You just started doing this prep, and I didn't know that's what you were doing.
Right.
I just thought you were working out. Like,
Yeah.
so, and then when I saw that, I'm like, holy cow, that is crazy.
It's nuts. I'm not looking forward. There's a lot of health issues that come with it. I know it now going into it, so I'm already dreading that stuff. Like I'm already like I'm not at a calorie deficit like crazy right now, but I can already like tell like the blackouts are going to start coming back. Like everything's
You're
going
really
to happen.
selling me on it. Woo,
No.
let me start.
I know, for real.
It's I would never. I don't know. Like it's motivating to do because you want to see. Like I want to see a complete change again. But
yeah. I hear
I'm not-
though afterwards there's like a big depression when you start noticing now like all that work you put in and then you start gaining
body dysmorphia.
Yes.
100%. Like I would have never thought in my life I'd ever have that. Like especially I was a big dude before. I didn't really care. I knew I was strong, so it was like whatever. I'll eat what I want because I'm strong. Mm-hmm. And then now, like, dude, I am in way better shape than I ever was in my 20s, and I still look at myself and I'm like, you're fatty. But it's true.
because like it's just like almost
like a disorder?
Yes.
Eating disorder?
Eating disorder, thank you. My gosh. Where like because like you're done, so you're not having to be strict, so you're kind of allowing yourself and then you're looking in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, I can already tell I'm getting fat again. And then you like either lean into it and you're like, it's okay, or you get super unhealthy about it and you're like, that's it, I'm gonna start starving myself, and then it's just like unhealthy.
So one thing that I took away from it was like I kept eating for the most part throughout the week. I would still eat pretty structured. I mean I eat turkey and rice or chicken and rice 3 times a day usually, even outside of
do you weigh like you're weighing it, you want 6 pounds of meat a day or something?
It was 8 ounces of meat and then a cup of like they have these little containers at Costco that come already cooked, or you just cook it in the microwave. It's roughly about a cup and a quarter depending on how they stuff it. So I would have that 3 times a day at least. And then on the weekends I'd eat whatever I want because I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing anything. Like, why not? Right. And I was able to maintain, like, I didn't gain a ton of weight back. I was fine, but show shape and functional shape is
highly different,
completely different. So you don't like, I didn't care. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. And then you start to get depressed and you're just like, okay, I want to do it again. You know, that's where, and the problem is I'm competitive. So I got 5th in my first show. Right. And I felt like I got homered a little bit because personally, I feel like I had I had bigger legs than everybody else in my class, but I didn't get any credit for it because they were all short guys that were stacked and they looked great. But I'm like, I wasn't a first place guy, but I'm like, I definitely wasn't 5th. Like, I feel like I got like, so then the competitive part takes over and I'm like, I want to do it again. Yep. And then, so I got a different trainer this time and he's pretty well known in the industry and he's already changed. Like my last guy would do like, I would eat, I think like a pound of pickles a day.
There's no calories,
but it's a green vegetable, right? He called it a green. So I don't like broccoli. I don't like that crap. So I could eat pickles. I'd load bags up and I'd eat 8 ounces at a time, just sitting at my desk or whatever, eating pickles when it was time to eat. But this guy now, I have 4 asparagus spears a day. That's it. Everything else, like
all?
I take for vegetable. I take a digestive enzyme pill, and I have another little thing I do after a workout that helps with digestion and gut health. But I'm like, I don't want the vegetables. Like I don't need the empty carb just to fill my body with. Like it's really not doing. It does help with digestion, but it's just an empty carb that you don't really need. But it helps you feel fuller. Like I remember sitting there eating salad. Yeah. And fat-free, 0-calorie dressing. You might as well lick the bottom of your shoe. Like it's just like
the visuals you give are so great.
it's just terrible. But you try to like they have a raspberry vinaigrette one, which is okay. Walden's makes it, and it's okay. But their ranch, it ain't ranch, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not what you want when you eat it.
I remember when I was doing that crazy diet thing I did. This was years ago. I went down to Sprouts. Is that what we have down here in downtown Queen Creek? Is that what it is? Sprouts? Whole Foods? Can't remember what it's called. Okay, Sprouts. And I went looking for, a kind of salad dressing that had no sugar, no added oils, no nothing, dude. Good luck. Because that was the only place I could find it. I'm finding it at Walmart. And I remember I came home. I had a bag of kale because that's what I had to eat. And I had whatever it was that was the salad dressing that I found. And I was like, okay, this doesn't sound too terrible. Dude, I remember sitting at the kitchen table. And I got half the bowl down, and I vomited all of it back into the bowl. It was the most disgusting. I remember telling Shalae's like, "Stop being so dramatic." I'm like, "I'm not."
I could hear him like gagging as he's eating it, and then he just like lost it.
Yeah, dude, it was all right back into that bowl because that kind of crap, dude. I'd rather just starve. Like that's just. I don't care what anybody says about kale. Oh,
I only like it in a. What's that soup from Olive Garden? It's called Zuppa Toscana, and the kids in general make it like their own version, a little bit less. Like they don't use a heavy cream, so like a little less calorie wise. But there's kale in it, and it's cooked. Dude, I can eat all the kale out of it without eating anything else because there's potato, sausage.
The flavor is probably disguised, right?
It is, but yeah. So, but it's just that I don't know. It just tastes really good. The texture's fine, so it's not bad. But I couldn't eat a kale salad like you're talking about.
I
Just a
do
straight
kale
up
if I
salad,
do it in
man.
a smoothie because then
Yeah,
I don't
just
taste
then you don't
it.
taste
As I say, if you can mask it with something else, I mean, I understand it's got its properties, but oh my gosh, on its own, it's just like eating garbage.
And that's why I like this guy now because I'm not a vegetable guy. I know
mind
they're good
vegetables.
for you. I don't mind to eat. Like I'll eat I had bell peppers in this a little bit too.
Oh,
4
dude, I
ounces of
love
bell
bell
pepper.
peppers.
So I'm getting some stuff, but I don't need to eat 8 ounces of broccoli. Like I will die if broccoli's not covered in cheese. I'm gonna have like maybe like 4 bits of it and be tired of it. I don't care if it's roasted, steamed, whatever. After about 4 clover thing, whatever they are, little trees.
Florets.
Yep, florets. I'm like, I'm over, bro. I can't. I will just do exactly.
I can eat a whole bag of broccoli and I'm fine with it. I can eat a whole cucumber. I can eat
I can do that.
60 bell peppers. I can eat
But
asparagus.
could you do it every day?
Yeah, I did it.
If someone prepared it for me,
Yeah, that's the worst part. Prep food every Sunday.
That's my problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the cooking. It's all the got to take the meat out to to defrost it to make sure I can cook it when I get home. That's the stuff that's what gets like, I don't know, grating is the right word, especially when there's so much easier, incredibly unhealthy food out there that's just ready to go.
Dude, the only thing I cook is the turkey, the ground turkey. Mm-hmm. I found Sam's Club does grilled chicken already seasoned and grilled. It's a little bit more expensive per pound because it's convenient. But we buy 8 of those packets I spend like $90 on chicken. But it gets me, Jan and I, through the week, 7 days.
How do you prepare it then?
8 ounces. So I get 7 ounces. She gets 5, and she gets like 5 ounces in one and 4 in another. And I get 7. So I get 14 ounces a day. She's getting 9 ounces a day. And I literally take scissors and just cut it onto the out.
You eat it cold? You don't like
I put it in a tin and I reheat it with rice or whatever I'm eating it with, right? But I literally I'm not sitting at the grill. I'm not waiting for it to get done. I'm not waiting for it. I just grab the thing, and I just take scissors and I cut make 7 ounces, go to the next one. And it makes prep so much easier.
The hard thing for me, though, when you're talking about what you're just doing is the fact that it's the repetitive nature of eating the same thing over and over and over. That's what's hard for me.
Yeah, I get that.
Because, I don't mind. I do like most healthy foods. Like, I don't have a problem with it. It's the repetitive nature of eating the same thing. That's where I get so bored of it so quickly.
So I'm just not disciplined is why I do it. Because you can't give me macros and say, hey, here's your macro.
I'm just going to go ahead and push back
well,
on this garbage of saying he's not disciplined.
I'm weak when I don't like to have range, because if you say, hey, you've got 2,500 calories today that you can
get creative, and
I'm gonna eat a whole pizza in one sitting, right? Because I'm like, that's too much for me to think about going in, adding it on a macro thing and doing it. Like, I don't want to. So I literally tell them, like, look, you tell me what to eat, and I know that, okay, this is what I got. I look forward. I get a cheat meal once a week that I look forward to every week, and after that, I just know, okay, breakfast is. See, right now I'm having a problem with oatmeal, so I'm kind of like, I'm messing with the macro thing a little bit to try to balance out. Like, instead of having a half a cup of oatmeal, I have a third cup of Kodiak cake. It's the same. It's almost identical when you break it down that way. But the texture of oatmeal, dude, I've eaten oatmeal. So do I. But I've eaten so much of it.
Oh yeah.
Over this past couple years that I have to barely put enough water in it to make it where it's almost kind of crunchy to eat it. Or I'm like, it's just like, I can't. So I'm like, I'm done. Like I literally have stopped, and it's been great now because I'm doing the thing. And that's what I was on my other guy was he used a Kodiak cake instead of oatmeal. So I know it's fine, but it's just less. So
one of the things I tell Shalae all the time that's hard for me is just the concept of coming up with a regular routine that doesn't kill me, that's not incredibly hard to follow, that is relatively easy. Now, I'm not saying easy. I'm saying relatively easy, right? So that I can have a maintained lifestyle that it's not hard to do. Because every other thing that I've done, these crazy diets, the intermittent fasting is not that hard, but it does become pretty inconvenient when you're doing other things with your life. Like I talked about the social aspect of it.
You used to do 20 and 4. Like you were.
And honestly, crazy. It was easy.
Yeah.
It was. It sounds crazy. It's basically just saying it's one meal a day. That's basically what you're saying. And then you don't snack. And you drink water. That's what it is.
The amount of food I'd put in my body in that 4 hours would probably completely overrule the fast, bro. Like I could just feel like, because I eat
then
6 times a day.
Eating.
Yeah, I eat like I can't like, dude, I can't even imagine.
Like I say, it sounds crazy, but it really was just not hard. It really wasn't hard. And I found it easier if I was busy. The minute I had nothing to do, that's when it got hard.
Well, it also depends on your lifestyle, because Eric realized once he started getting more into working out again, he was like, I can't do this intermittent fasting because then I have no energy for my workout.
And I've heard, like, Terry Crews talks about doing that. It's like working out, fasted working out or whatever he called it. I'm like, dude, you're freaking nuts, man. Like, I don't know how, because I would be just sitting on the treadmill walking. I would just get drained of it. I would be so tired by the time I was done.
So I used to do that all the time. I'd do fasted cardio in the morning, and then I'd work out afterwards, and then eat. And then I got tired of having this new guy is the guy like, hey, he's like, no, I want you to eat a pre-meal and then do your workout or whatever. You don't need to. You can do your cardio afterwards or whatever. And I'm like, and now I like it. I feel like I have more energy when I'm in the gym, especially even though I hate going at freaking 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock because of all the
dudes,
Jesus wearing sock people, sandals, sons of guns, dude. That's a whole nother grievance to talk about. But those guys need to be. I literally want to drop weights on their feet.
So we'll get back to that because we got a couple of things before that I don't want to jump over.
Yeah, no.
So it is one of those things I want to when you talk about the show you're going to do, and there's a part of me I'm like, I want to do it because of like the competitive side of me, and the other part of me is like I want to also change my body, but then I think about all that I don't want to do. I don't want to black out in the middle of the night if I got to go pee.
No,
I don't want to have those things you talked about in the very first episode, the things that I did not know about. And then it's also oh man, do I want to be so bored with what I'm eating all the time? No, but at the same, and really the one thing that really got me, this is the one thing that really got me from saying I don't want to do it, is when you start talking about the body dysmorphia.
Oh yeah.
That was the one where I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can handle that.
But here's the thing. I will tell you that there is a certain confidence about feeling like you look good naked.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Or when you're at a pool, like I remember, so when I was in my show prep, we went and stayed at Great Wolf Lodge, right? Mm-hmm. And this was May-ish, June. My show was I'm 8 weeks out, so I'm leaning down. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I looked good, but dude, the dirty looks I would get from all the fat dudes that are like you feel like, but I'm like, screw you. I've been working. You're over here stuffing your place. I'm literally sitting at a restaurant, and the waiter's like, "What can I get you?" And I'm like,
"Water."
I'm good. My kids, they all ate. I sat with an empty plate, nothing in front of me. Like, it takes some work, but so there's a payoff for it at least. But it does suck, dude. Like, it is so. I mean, like I said, there's a confidence. Look, when you feel like you look good naked, you're like, dude, or you see your abs again, and you're like, holy crap, like there they are, you know. Or
I can conquer the world.
Yeah, you just feel good.
I haven't seen those since 2015,
and that's what I'm saying. Like when you get them back, see, I never had. I mean, I was always bigger, so you could see my stomach but I'd never seen them like that before because I was super lean, and now I'm like, I want them bigger, and I want them like. There's a lot to that, but it's I don't know. It's stupid, but it kind of like just takes over, and you just want to do it. And I hope I don't want to do anymore because I know, like, that's the other part. Before it was ignorance. I didn't know.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be like? We'll see. There's excitement to that. Now I'm like, I know.
You know all the side effects.
And I know the work. Like, I know what doing 80 minutes of Stairmaster feels like at one time.
Oh. 80 minutes.
Yeah,
Gross.
think about that, bro.
Oh,
that's two episodes.
no.
That's two episodes of the Ozarks. I was watching,
dude.
yeah, that was tough. Or I mean, most of the time I would break it up. It would be 40 minutes in the morning, fasted, and then I would do later. I'd go work out at home, and then I would do 40 minutes again, doing whatever. But on Sundays, because I just wanted to get it over with, it would be 80 minutes straight. Oh, dude, no workout, just 80 minutes of cardio.
Okay, I was
fasted.
Just today, I text you this morning. I'm like, dude, your 100 squats sucks.
Oh, yeah.
I did that. I did it with light weight.
That's all. You can't do it with heavy weight.
Yeah, dude, light weight. And, dude, I tell you, by the time I got to 60, I'm like, I can't stand.
Yeah.
I can't stand up. Like,
stupid.
Dude, I was like stuck in my squat. I'm like, please go up. Like, dude. I had to take a break, man. I'm like, I can't do 100 straight. Like, there's not happening.
Like, my hamstrings were like sort of touch.
Dude, my quads were never tighter.
Yeah.
Like, I've never felt my quads so tight.
But I'm telling you, if you do it once a week, like I do legs twice a week. So once a week, I'm just going to do sets of 100. I'll do 6 workouts, but there'll be 100 of them each one, and I'll be done.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it does something. But it's because your legs. What I read was your legs are built for endurance, right? Like, because we're on them all the time. You're using them constantly. So the guy was like, look, don't do 4 sets of 10 with your lower body. Take leg press or squats, do 100, and then go on to the next leg press, do 100. And he goes, lighter weight like you can barely do. and then just move on because you're building endurance for your legs. So I'm like, and he talked about upper body being more like powerful, doing sets of 8 to 10, and because it's just quick arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, let's see what he has. I'm still going to do regular things, but if I do legs twice a week, I might as well dedicate a day to doing 100 of stuff.
I gotta be honest, you convinced me because I was like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try this. Because I am a believer in lighter weight and lots of reps. I'm a big believer in that, and just about everything. So I was like, 100 reps. Let's go. Let's do this. And dude, I tell you what, it freaking hurt, man.
But how much blood was in your quads,
dude?
Right?
I'm telling you, dude. I felt like, okay, that's what I've been doing was not good enough because this feels like a workout. This feels like a real good one.
Yeah, like when you do like a regular squat with heavy weight, you feel like you're sore. Like like I did box squats where that little bit of weight and.
Dude, shut up.
It was fine.
He says a little bit of weight. It was 405 pounds, and he was doing it like it was a bar. So everybody out there, this guy over here trying to be humble.
It's not.
Dude.
It's not that much weight anymore, bro. Like it used
Shut
to be.
up.
No.
You're making me
People
feel
do
like
some crazy things now at the gym, bro. I see these kids, man. So
I've never felt smaller in my life.
I don't feel that. I did not feel like when I got done doing those squat legs, my legs were shaking. I didn't. Not when you squat weight, you don't feel like that. You feel tired, like you've exerted your, you used the muscle. But that 100 stuff is insane,
dude. Gosh, I will say this. I'm building up. We're gonna go to Florida next week. I'm building up to where I'm like, okay, I want to do something. I want to do something this summer where I have to be. I don't know if I say extreme, but. You
need to pick a date.
Just shy of extreme on something.
You need to put a date on a calendar. You need to have some kind of goal because if not,
by your birthday,
like they say, a goal written down, a dream not written down is not a goal. Whatever. There's
goal not written down is just a dream.
Is a dream, right? So just write it. Say, hey, by this date, and then you have something where like, okay, I know that from here to here, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z every day or every week until then.
All right, dude. We're going to do something, and we'll turn the show into some form of like accountability for me to where I have to do it. And then people can call me out. Because I mean, those are the things that have worked for me the best in the past,
dude. You just gotta find a goal.
The accountability.
The accountability is huge. That's why I'm paying a dude. Like I know what to do. Like I know I've done it. I could literally I have all the stuff from the last dude. I don't need anybody. But it's like that I know
check in and,
that every Friday I have to weigh in and I have to send him photos. And I'm like, oh, please don't be up weight. Like, please be down some pounds.
Okay. Hot chocolate. Or chocolate milkshake.
So outside of my stomach hurting from milk, milkshake all day.
Dude, Hitchcock and Scully over here. You guys are lactose intolerant, but we power
through.
So what was yours? Milkshake? Milkshake? What are you, babe? I actually know your answer.
What's my answer?
Neither.
Correct.
Yeah, Shalae's not.
You can't say neither. So the vanilla. So vanilla. It doesn't have to be chocolate.
I'll say it's.
Then I probably would do it. Yeah,
hot or
I
cold?
prefer a
Milkshake?
colder than a hot drink.
That's how I feel. I don't like my body heating up.
Dude, my thing is, this is something that again, I know this about her, but it still surprises me every winter when it's like chilly outside or cold for that, or like super cold if we're up in the mountains or something like that. And I'm like, oh, man, you know what sounds really good is a nice cup of hot apple cider or hot chocolate. And she's like, no, gross.
I just want to hold the hot cup.
Yeah,
I don't want to drink it.
I'm the same way. I don't like putting hot. Like I don't even like soup really because my body temperature. I feel like I start to sweat.
Yeah.
Like I don't even like hot sandwiches. Like if you're gonna give me a choice, I'm taking a cold sandwich all day long.
Dude,
or like
hot
Firehouse
ham and
subs.
cheese. Oh.
Well, that is good. Like I like a grilled cheese, but if you're gonna give me a choice, like I'm like, no, don't toast it. Don't just. I want a nice sandwich. I want a crisp cold sandwich. I don't want hot.
No, I can get you on that one because I do prefer like a Jersey Mike's, not on the grill, but dude, I do love a Jersey Mike's like Italian sub with a Mike's way minus the onions because I feel like the onions are a little. Too strong.
I can. Did I tell you about QT sub?
Yeah, you did.
Telling you, it gives Jersey Mike's a run for its money because it's half the price.
Yeah, so
where QT?
They have those kitchens.
Yeah.
The QT subs are $6.47 for a 3-meat sub, and you can put all the toppings you want on it. Right? It's kind of like Subway. You just pick what you want.
Huh.
Dude, even Lexi and I had one. And we're like, dude, I spent $14 on 2-foot-long subs.
Yeah.
$14.
Lexi was the one that was really.
Yeah, Lexi was all about it. She's like, I'm telling you, so good. And they are. Her and Allie now go and they'll split a sandwich and it's $3 a piece, right?
Right.
That's not bad.
No.
I'll tell you, for me, my answer is 100% seasonal dependent. Because there's no. I mean, we live in Arizona. Who is getting hot chocolate in July? right?
Didn't you do that when you
Psychopath.
went to New Orleans with your nieces and nephews? Didn't you get hot chocolate and
You're right. I did do that. Psychopath.
and what are
but-
the things?
Beignets.
Beignets.
So we went to, oh man, I can't believe I forgot the name of the place. It is like the place you go to in New Orleans. God dang it. Cafe, oh shoot.
Why do I want to say like Del Munde or
No,
something?
it's something with an M. I can't remember exactly. It's going to kill me. Anyway, so when in 2020, I took my nieces and nephews that were seniors that year on a trip. And I remember you were mentioning it. You're like, dude, what are you traveling all over the world? And it was because, their senior year got cut short. They didn't get to do all the cool stuff. They didn't go to prom. They didn't go,
2020, yeah.
so everything got cut off. And so what I ended up taking them on was this long old trip. And one of the stops we made was in New Orleans. And when we went to Cafe du Monde, I knew if I talked long enough, it would come up.
Did you not just say that?
I
Cafe-
said Del Monde.
Oh.
Cafe du Monde. 2 words. Anyway.
Okay.
So
you can see Shalae's face.
I
She's-
knew it would come to me if I talked long enough. So on August morning,
like TJ Hawkinson, but go ahead.
yes, dude, that killed me. I kept saying like Hockenstein.
I know.
Also, I would notice when you guys were talking about Batman's, you kept saying Jack Nichols. It's Nicholson.
Oh my bad.
Whatever.
Whatever.
We all know
he sucked.
He sucked.
I'm just saying.
Heath Ledger was better.
Heath Ledger was
I'm
better.
just calling you out
Thank
on
you.
your
That's fine.
mistakes.
Hey, you know what?
Because
I
I only
appreciate that.
listen to the podcast to critique it.
That's
No,
fine.
I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
Hey, actually, we need that. I would love that.
I
In
just
fact,
love to give Eric a hard time when
Did
he
I find
says things
myself
wrong.
laughing at our own podcast when we're listening to it? I don't even know why I'm laughing. I know
You already
it's
know
coming.
it.
Yeah, but it's just stupid.
I tell you what, man. I think it'd be so much easier to do this if I didn't have to do all the computer crap and everything else. I'd be able to have somebody else worrying about whether or not something's
Dude.
recording. But anyway, so Cafe du Monde, August morning. It was in New Orleans, so it was kind of a chilly morning. And so I'm like, you know what? They got hot chocolate and beignets, and it was great. Going back to my answer though, we live in Arizona. 100% seasonal dependent. Chocolate shake all summer long. Hot chocolate all winter long. Freaking love hot chocolate in the winter.
I do milkshake all day. If it didn't hurt my stomach, dude, I had one the other day, but it was a vegan thing.
Yeah.
For the cheat meal, I should not have done that. It's just too much. Like, it was so good. We went to this. It's like a gelato place, like Jazzero. I don't know. It's on Power and Ray. It's phenomenal. If you guys like gelato, it's
I saw
phenomenal.
that kind of a new place, right?
But yeah, Palazzo. I think it's Pazzo.
Is it by
Palazzo.
that? It was the that movie
Yes.
theater?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's right by Surf City Sandwich and all
Yeah,
that
yes.
right there.
Yes.
The gelato there is phenomenal. They actually have a toasted marshmallow where they actually roast marshmallows in the back for an hour under a flame to get the burnt marshmallow
The
taste,
flavor.
and they put it in. Dude, that one is what I power through the stomach ache for sure. But they have
sounds like something
vegan,
worth
like
it.
they have a vegan coconut raspberry, and they've got a bunch of sorbets and stuff which don't hurt my stomach. So I had a vegan coconut strawberry sorbet,
Wait, so what hurts your stomach? Not the milk.
dairy. But it's weird. It's the milk. It's only
But
milk.
what's the vegan part of it then?
That's no. That's why I have that. I'm
I
talking
know.
about the
So what
toasted
did they
marshmallow.
take out?
They
There's
use
no milk.
coconut. They use coconut or almond milk. They don't use milk. Like,
Gotcha.
it's
No cow milk.
I think it's the lactose. I think it might be because I can have cheese and I'm fine. It's really just milk and ice cream. That are
Do
the
you-
only.
Yeah.
Do you do Fairlife?
Yeah, and that doesn't bother me.
Okay, good.
Good,
I
yeah,
love
it's,
Fairlife.
Fairlife's phenomenal. Their chocolate
good.
milk is so good.
Oh, it is
In
so
the Ninja
good.
Creamy, you don't need anything else, dude. It's
Dude, it is
chocolate ice
so
cream.
good.
Yeah, it's
oh my
it's
gosh,
legit.
it's so good. All right, best fast food burger.
This one's tough.
It is tough. One, because I hate fast food, and so I don't frequent many fast food.
And here's my
places.
kicker to this question: is you cannot use In-N-Out because In-N-Out is never frozen, always fresh. Like, it's fast food, but it's not the definition of fast food that you think of. But like, it's just because it's quite honestly the drive-throughs makes it not fast food.
Oh my god!
Oh
I always
my
joke about how the name should not be in and out. It should be come in and stay.
Dude,
for a long time.
we order all the time.
for a long time.
I go in, I'll park, go in, come out, and there's people still
Yes,
in line
it's
that are there. I'm like,
faster
you guys know?
that way.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Definitely not In-N-Out.
I actually saw this. It was an Instagram reel of a guy and like two buddies. One guy's like, "All right, is it faster to eat inside or go in the drive-through?" One guy, they get in the drive-through. Dude gets out of the car, runs inside, places his order, eats his entire meal, gets out, and the other dude hasn't even got to the point where you can order at the menu yet.
Yep, that's the Queen Creek one all the time.
All the time. And I honestly, I don't think I've ever been to an In-N-Out where there wasn't a line. Any.
no.
But I will say the
yeah.
one in Casa Grande, that's the quickest one we've ever been through.
Really?
Yeah, because there's nobody that lives in Casa Grande. So the fact that it's got
pass-through
an
town,
In-N-Out
yeah.
is very surprising.
True.
So,
Right
okay,
next to the
if you're
interstate.
taking In-N-Out off the list,
Give me a list of restaurants. I can only think of Burger King and
So,
McDonald's right now.
Wendy's.
Wendy's, that's right.
Freddy's.
Actually, Arby's does a burger.
Arby's
now.
does it. That's weird. I would never have guessed they have a burger.
Yeah, they have a burger now. I haven't had it, but it's on the commercials all the time.
Culver's. That's a, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's funny that you take In-N-Out off the list, but you're including these other ones that are not like...
Because In-N-Out specializes in never frozen, always fresh. Like their meat is
Isn't
never
that
frozen.
what Wendy's always says too?
No.
Yeah.
Never heard
That's like a big part of their marketing.
I don't know about that. I
don't-
think Wendy's is frozen.
Like they don't like Wendy's has frozen fries. They have they just they don't. I don't know. Like In-N-Out just seems like it's too fresh to be, because if you
Considered.
leave In-N-Out In-N-Out for me wins all day long. They have the best burger you can get like that. Like
Literally on Wendy's website. Are Wendy's hamburgers really fresh and never frozen? Yes. Wendy's uses fresh, never frozen beef on every hamburger every
I would
day.
have to see that.
This is my problem is when I go to Wendy's and Burger King, I get a chicken sandwich.
Oh,
And I only get hamburgers from McDonald's.
you know, the only thing I used to eat from McDonald's was a double cheeseburger, or the cheeseburgers.
Yes.
The double cheeseburger, or the number
39
2
cents.
cheeseburger meal. Hell yeah, 39 cents. Or the breakfast, the egg McCheeseburger meal.
I feel like we need to put this to the test and literally go get a burger from each, at least like Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's,
Oh, that'd be cool.
and all try a bite of each, and then like.
So
vote.
my of those three, the Whopper is, if it's done, like we went on a trip to LA for like a tournament, a basketball tournament with the guys I work with,
Yeah.
and we stopped at an In-N-Out or Burger King in like Blythe.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Some just whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, probably the best Whopper I've ever had in my life. And I don't know if it's
Actually,
because we were hungry.
really taste the
Right.
flame.
Or
That's true.
like I don't know what the reasoning was, but dude, we all talked about the Whopper the rest of the trip. Like, dude, if we could go, and we tried again. We tried to get the same one, and we were like, dude, it doesn't taste the same as that one. There was something about that Whopper, but the Whopper, the meat tastes different because it's flame broiled.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could actually taste the flame on that
Yeah.
burger. I will say, the one thing, what you're just describing, though, is sometimes the magic of the moment totally...
Clouds it.
It increases the actual quality.
Yeah.
Because I have a buddy who will swear up and down the greatest meal he's ever had in his life was a Subway sandwich after he had just done rim to rim on the Grand Canyon. You know, leaving the Grand Canyon, ate a Subway sandwich. He's like, it did not matter. I don't care if it was actually the worst sandwich of all. It was the best meal I've ever had in my life, right? So some of that kind of clouds it. Because you're just so hungry, the magic of the moment, whatever it might be.
I have that moment. It was after my show. I'll tell you right now. It was 2 Venezia slices of pizza.
Oh, but that's already good.
Macaroni and cheese bites, a full order of wings, and family style breadsticks with cheese. All for myself. Did not share any of that.
That is magical.
Dude, it was,
And you
then-
deserved it.
And 2 hours later, I went and had a ton of sushi at Sushi Neko. I was like, dude, I don't even care. Like, I'm gonna put down food. Dude, all I
I've
had to eat
deprived
that day
myself.
was 17 Rice Krispie treats up to that point. So,
That seems like a lot of Rice Krispie treats.
well, it has to do with the sugar and the carb. It's supposed to make your muscles feel more full. There's a whole like theory to it. Like people were eating M&Ms backstage, gummy worms, all kinds
That's
of stuff
funny.
for sugar.
Exactly the kind of stuff I would have not expected anybody to be.
Only like I
Get your
like.
blood pumping.
I thought you were going to say
like,
like 17
seriously.
almonds.
No, like seriously.
That's what I thought he was going to say.
I actually ran out of Rice Krispie treats because I was supposed to eat 3 every hour for 6 hours. So
Holy cow.
Kara and Carl had to go grab me some from the Walgreens across the street in downtown Phoenix because I was out. I'm like, she's like, hey, do you need anything? We're almost there. I'm like, yeah, more Rice Krispie treats.
Weird.
I bet that was something they never saw coming as a
No,
request.
no, it was super strange that, and I had to have right before, like literally as I was walking out on stage, I had to put a Reese's peanut butter cup in my mouth. I don't know. I have no idea why. No idea why, but I'm like, okay, that works. Whatever you say at this point,
Right?
dude. Like, I'm here. I'm
committed.
I'm committed, and I haven't had sweets in at least 8 weeks because after 8 weeks, there's no cheat meals whatsoever. It's just the same 6 things, and then it kind of dials down. So I was totally for a Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
interesting.
you don't have to convince me to eat Rice Krispie
Yeah.
treats. I would have been all
And they were the
on board.
home style ones with the marshmallow chunks in them. Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
All right, so did we land on what the best fast food burger was?
I
I
didn't.
think we're gonna have to do a taste test at some point.
So are we So let's think about this. Are we going to be including like Whataburger? Is that
Whataburger's definitely in that thing. And that makes
Because I was going to say
I've never had
I
a.
forgot what?
Whataburger's
You've never
good.
had what?
I might have, but I think I was like 12, so
So-
it does not have any recall in my brain.
I have been to Whataburger 2 times, and both times come away being like, you know what, for a fast food burger, this is pretty good.
Yeah, their patty melt is phenomenal, and it's very basic. Like they put chopped onions on it, mustard. Like it's not like it's anything special.
Yeah.
But it tastes really good. Like I don't know,
It tastes better.
And they have shoestring fries, which I'm sure you loved. But,
Not a fan.
But they also have spicy ketchup, though.
Yes, I am a fan of that.
Their
I wish it was
spicy ketchup is
spicier.
legit.
I
Oh, yeah.
wish it was spicier. It does, because you ever had the sriracha ketchup?
Yep.
Oh, it's so good. It's a little too spicy, so sometimes I'm mixing a little bit of regular ketchup just to kind of tamp it down a
What
little
I do
bit.
at Chick-fil-A is their ketchup and their Pete sauce. Their Pistol Pete sauce.
Okay.
They're red hot, if you will. But it's like the perfect heat. It's not too hot like red or whatever. It's mix those two together. Yes.
Very nice. All right, so I guess we're not going to be able to come to a conclusion. We're going to have to take this on the road, is what we're saying.
We're going to have to.
Yes.
Okay, we'll take it on the road. Then I think that kind of answers the questions, unless Shalae wants to be a part of the grievances.
Do you have a grievance, Shalae?
Hold on. If we have grievances, then we
have
need to.
Yeah, we have a theory.
I don't have a fresh one. I have a grievance on my mind, but I haven't had a fresh problem with it yet. So let's wait until I'm like actually heated about this specific one.
Okay, but before we go any further,
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
All right. So
Go
this
for
was
it.
the cheating on the test.
oh, that was your grievance. That's already what I thought it was.
Oh, that's right. You said you had a story.
Okay,
So Lexi, she's an intelligent kid, right? She's just smart. She's too smart for her own good in a lot of ways when it comes to being able to remember things and throw it back in your face. I'm the victim of it all the time. Okay. In fact, today. So she took a test. She is 10 questions. The 10th question, she could not figure out the method, but knew the answer.
What was the
Math.
math? Okay.
Okay, math test, right? So she could not figure out how to do the work for it. She kept
Right.
trying,
couldn't remember the formula.
but
I hate that.
she got the answer right. Well, because the formula and stuff was wrong, the teacher accused her of cheating. Okay, so I'm like,
How
I'm
do you
like,
cheat with the wrong method but still get the correct answer?
Well, he goes, there's no way that you could have got the answer. You had to have cheated. And
You didn't
she's
know
like,
the method.
I'm not cheating. I don't. And so what it came down to was basically the teacher was too, and I'm not knocking teachers. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm just talking about this specific teacher was too lazy to do another test. So he gave her the same test as he gave the review, was the review test.
Okay.
So Lexi's got like a photographic memory. She remembered the answer from the test,
Right.
from the review. So she's like, Dad, I just knew the answer. I couldn't remember how his way was, but I knew that question with that problem was that answer. So he accused her of cheating, and he goes, you can either retake the test or you can get a 0. And she's like, well, why don't you just mark that question wrong?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't believe you. You've cheated. And he just stuck to his guns on this cheating thing. And I'm like, as a parent, I don't like to get involved, right? Let her fight her own battles. Teachers they're people that they get beat up on a lot. But at the same time, I'm like, listen, dude, like, I told Lexi, I was like, listen, I'm going to give you an out. If you cheated, use your phone right now. Just tell me. I'm not going to get mad. We'll deal with it, tell you not to do it again, but we'll figure out how to. She's like, no, I didn't. He's just too dumb and he gave me the same test, or too lazy. Dumb's a bad word.
Yeah.
And he gave me the same test as he gave me for a review. And I just remembered the answer. And so she ended up having to take the whole test over again. And then he accused her of cheating again.
The second. Oh my god.
Because she remembered the answer?
No, because she had her watch on.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, Dad, I don't know. And I'm like, listen,
Did she have like an Apple Watch or something
yeah,
like that?
she's got an Apple Watch, but it's got a calculator on it. It doesn't have anything
That's
else
not
on it.
going to give. Yeah.
Right. It's not. And she goes, I have a calculator on my desk, and he's again accusing me of cheating. And he's doing it where it's in the classroom,
In front of people?
like bullying her
Ew.
in that sense. And I'm like, okay, as a parent, when do you step in? Like, or do you not? Right. But I'm like, part of me is like, okay, you've accused her twice, and I'm a guy that lives in the proof world, right? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove, right?
Yeah.
What movie is that? Yeah, it's a good movie though.
I have no idea, but it sounds like a great line.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. Law-abiding citizen.
Very nice.
So anyway, I'm like, when do you get involved? Because I want to go and say, okay, I want to have a meeting with you and me and her, and I want you to tell me how she cheated.
Yes.
Well, she didn't get the answer. She got the answer right and didn't have to work. I'm like, that's not to make
irrelevant.
her cheating. That's just saying that she figured it out without. She doesn't need to know. In fact, why does she have to show the work? If you can't prove that she pulled out a piece of paper and was cheating,
It also goes back to what's her grade in the class? What's
She
her
has
overall
she
grade?
has a high B. Yeah.
Okay, then why would she need to cheat? Like, why now? Like, we know her character from how long of this school year, and you're saying this one test, and there's only one answer, the one answer, the 1 of 10.
She didn't do it right.
You think she finally decided to cheat? Like, that's where I'm like, how can you be questioning her? You've known her character all of this time. And like, because he said, why don't just mark the last one wrong then, if you don't believe me, but I did all the other ones correct.
I'm going to give you a 0. He gave her a 19%
that
over.
sounds like a personal vendetta.
That's why I'm like, okay, so like you want to keep coming at her.
Yes. And like you're saying, in front of the whole class, that's also...
Yeah, and as a parent, like I said, I don't like to get involved, but I'm like, look, dude, like if you caught her cheating, I'm the expeller. Whatever you do, I don't care. Like if you've got proof, I'm in.
Saw it.
Like I'm good. If you have proof, but you can't just say, well, there's no way you could have got it. You had to have cheated. That's kind of not how this works. Like you don't just... And then... He was so dead set on the whole thing without being able. He would not change his mind. She kept trying to negotiate. Like, I didn't. Here's what I did. Nope, you cheated. Nope, you cheated. And I'm like, okay, like I want to get involved. It just makes me angry.
It's hard for me because I mean we sat here with Coach.
Yeah,
he was a teacher. We know, like you said, teachers are railed on all the time
for sure.
Okay, it's one of those embattled positions that's like there's no thanks for it, right? But at the same time, it's also kind of like I'm trying to think of a way of saying this without condemning him and teachers, because I know that teachers like Coach used. I just listened to it, re-listened to it when we talk about how kids are like, dude, my teacher just hates me. And he's like, no, I don't hate you.
Right.
I don't think about you one way or the other. Like you're a student. I'm teaching you. That's the extent of our relationship. Once you grow older, become an adult, then maybe we can have one outside of that. But up until that point, you're a student. And so I genuinely think that most teachers are that way. I don't think that they have personal vendettas against children. Like, they're children, right? But there are certain times where we want to be like, dude, this feels like a personal vendetta. Right. This feels like... Because there's one thing that we know about humans. I'm guilty of it. I know everyone's guilty of it. When you take a stand on something... The humility it takes to back off that stand and recognize that you were wrong. Right. Not many people
especially
have
to a teenager.
Yeah.
Which
to a teenager.
Which really, you'd probably gain a lot of respect with that one kid who would then tell the kids, like, look, if you just owned up and say, you know what, I can't prove it. And if you say you didn't cheat, however it is, right? Yeah. But for just to blindly say, because you didn't get the answer, though you didn't do the work right, but you got the right answer, I know you cheated. That's not enough for me, dude. Because she literally goes, no, I took a guess and it was right. And he's like, you wouldn't guess that. And she's like,
but that's
what I'm saying.
Well, okay,
there was no.
So my thing about that is, okay, how do you know I couldn't guess that? This is the same issue I have when people use the line, "You can't make this stuff up." It's like we literally make this stuff up all the time. Like we do it all the time. It's not that when people say it, I think that they're an idiot. My immediate thought is, oh well, so we can't make up Lord of the Rings. I mean, shoot, that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, we made that up. But I mean, so you're telling me I couldn't have just randomly picked a number and gotten it right? I mean, the chances of doing so are very, very, very small. But at the same time, it's like, it's not impossible. If I got all the other ones right and I had all the work for the other ones, and this one, I just like, shoot, I threw my hands up. I didn't know. I threw a number down.
What if it was multiple choice and she guessed the right letter?
See, and you wouldn't.
And they'd have no proof.
You'd have nothing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have any question.
You wouldn't question.
You wouldn't question anything.
Good luck.
Oh, they got they put the right one on the Scantron. Here we go.
Yeah, because how many times in my life where I'm like, you know what? I don't know exact answer, but this one looks pretty close to where I was getting to, so I'm going to pick that one.
And I don't know if Lexi's like this, but I know there's kids that they don't need to write it down. They can do it all up here. They can carry the 4, round it all up, do all this stuff in their head, and then they get the answer. So you're going to accuse that kid because they're smarter than you are intellectually at this point, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going to say they're cheating because there's no way they could have done it without writing it down.
I mean,
we've proven there is.
My thing is, I feel like the easiest way for this teacher, and again, I'm not a teacher, so I can't pretend like I know exactly all the crap they're going through. But the easiest thing that for them that they could have done is instead saying, all right, listen, I don't know that you did this on your own. I think there's a possibility you might have cheated here, and because we believe in academic what's the word I'm looking for? Responsibility. And we want to make sure integrity is the better word. There you go, babe. Then what we want to do is I'm going to give you a different test, right? Or I'll give you a different test. You take that one because this one I might be tainted, right? Instead of coming at her and saying, I know you cheated, that's a pretty harsh stance to take against a child.
And I don't want people to think that I don't think my kids do wrong, right? Trust me, they do a lot wrong. And but my kids, I have a rule with my kids about lying, and they've known this from ever. I don't care. There's a lot of things I let them get away with, but they know not to lie to me. In fact, Ava, my little one, is learning this the hard way because we just caught her in a lie. And it was the dumbest thing too. But,
It always is.
But she knew it because the way she reacted, I could tell that she knew she'd messed up. And I'm like, look, I let my kids do a lot. I remember being a kid. We were pretty young, and I'm a parent of a teenager who's almost an adult, right?
Yeah.
So I remember. But I'm like, don't lie to me. And they know, they know not to lie to me. So when I ask them that question, like, hey, I'm giving you your out, they know. So I know she's not lying to me.
Yeah.
She wouldn't do it. There's just not the one thing they wouldn't do. She'd burn a house down, sure. But she's not going to lie. She's not going to lie to me about it because she knows that I'm going to come unfreaking glued about the lying part. And I'll snap her phone in half. If she lies to me, I will do it right in front of her. I don't care that I pay for it. I will show her.
Yes.
It makes me furious. Just don't lie to me.
Right.
So that's why I don't want the people to think I'm defending her. I'm just, the thing is she's a smart kid, and she's very witty, and she knows that he has no proof. And it's frustrating her because in life we have to learn to take an L that we don't deserve, right? And I'm trying to teach her this. I'm like, hey, look, like
Nothing
sometimes
you can do.
Sometimes your boss is going to be right because he's the boss. That's it. There's nothing. It's a tough lesson to learn, and you just got to sometimes suck it up. There's a term people say, you just got to be a soldier sometime. Sometimes you just got to put your head down, or you got to know what hill to live and die on, right? Is this the hill you want to die on? Just let it go, move on. And she's hard because she's stubborn. She's like, no, I'm right. And I'm like, I get it, but you can't be.
Yeah.
Being right's got nothing to do with it.
Sometimes doing the right thing ain't doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You're
right.
You just have to let it go and move on because he's going, and especially if this teacher has stuck. Now he's like, he's
dead set on his.
Yeah, like he's set his heels in. He's not going anywhere. I'm like, just take the test again. Who cares? Because if she takes a 70 or the 19, her grade drops into like a mid-low C. And with the 3 weeks left, she'd never get it back up to a B. So I'm like, just retake it. Suck it up. And she's just mad, but she knows, okay, I'll just retake it. But it's just, I feel bad for her in this sense.
Yeah.
But I'm like, as a parent, what am I, like, what are we supposed to do? Like,
but it also
I don't
is
wanna be overbearing.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you this. Because I'm with you. I'm 100% not going to talk to the teacher.
No,
I'm not doing that.
I've done it before with, I had a teacher that accused Lexi of doing a whole bunch of stuff in 8th grade. And so I wrote her an email back saying, hey, I apologize for my daughter. I didn't know she was like this kind of disruptive. I didn't know all this stuff. But I had CC'd the principal too.
Yes.
And I was like, hey, I want to sit down and meet with you. And so we can discuss this with Lexi right face to face. We can air it all out. Hopefully she can learn it. Do you think I ever got that meeting?
Of course
No,
not.
because the teacher totally cowered down at that point. And she had a thing with Lexi with because of soccer and some other stuff. So, but I mean, so I'm okay with it. I sat down with a PE teacher and let the PE teacher tell me how disruptive Lexi was, and I'm like, cool, because now she tells me at home she's not disruptive. She's not going to tell me she's not disruptive with you sitting in the room
in front of her,
if she was. And so I'm not afraid to sit down with a teacher if I have to, but I'm going to take the teacher's side most of the time because you're in school, they're the authority figure. You need to shut your mouth and do what you're supposed to do,
Right?
Like plain and simple. But there are times where it's like, if you're going to accuse my daughter of cheating, you bet just have proof. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm not and a hunch. I mean, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. You know what I'm saying?
You found a way to bring that back in.
You like that, huh?
See, it's funny when you said that. My immediate thought was the amount of teachers that have to deal with cheating from ChatGPT and things like that.
Oh yeah, no.
Where it's just like, yeah, cheating is rampant. Like there's so much around it. But I don't know. I guess because Shalae and I aren't in that position right now, we've never had to go talk to a teacher because of disruptive attitude or behavior or something like that.
Well, we had not anywhere similar, but I remember being called by the assistant principal because Benton was doing finger guns or using a pencil as a gun. And so apparently they pulled him out and talked to him without me even knowing about it. I wasn't present. The teacher wasn't present. It was like Benton and the assistant principal one-on-one. So when I found that out afterwards, I'm like, I don't agree with that. He was only 6 at the time and being questioned without a parent. I don't know. So that was where I was like, I didn't think they handled that very well. And he got in trouble, because of that. And none of the other kids in the class who were also doing it were called out, because only Benton was the one that was like caught doing it. Like the teacher walked by and he was doing it. But I don't, like I said, so I didn't really appreciate the way they handled it. But
I remember when you told me about that. One of the problems I had with it is this is not at all to dismiss the true problem we have with school shootings. I'm not dismissing that at all. He's 6 doing finger guns. Dude, back in the day, when I was a little kid, we used to play this game that were me and my buddies. It was literally just called Guns. That was the name of the game. And all it was you basically played hide and seek, and we had a rule. You had to see half their body and say, bang, with the gun out, the gun being a finger gun, and then they were out, right? If you could only see their head, that didn't count. I mean, dude, finger guns were a part of life. You know, grew up watching, you know, all the Western movies that we used to watch, all the action movies. Like, come on. It's a finger gun. And if you put a pencil in his hand like this and said bang, you know, in a closed fist and made it,
We're just overly sensitive.
We are. That to me
too
was
much.
one of those overly sensitive things. Like, listen, if you want to send a note home to Shalae and I to say, hey, have this conversation with Benton. Talk to him about
it was his first offense. Like, the whole thing was, like I said, the fact that the principal or assistant principal took him out and, like, interviewed him.
Yeah.
One-on-one
See, dude,
without letting me know.
I have issues with that. Even in high school, we had an issue with that.
Yeah.
We had an SRO corner, which they thought Allie was on drugs.
By the way, you need to explain what an SRO is.
School
'cause-
resource officer, right?
There you go.
Okay.
For Queen Creek High School.
Yeah.
He pulled her into a room and started questioning her and wanted to do a field sobriety test on her.
Oh, my gosh.
So I about lost my mind so I called the SRO.
Well,
and
first
I
of all,
was like,
he is male.
Yep,
an adult?
Oh yeah. So we went
With a teenager in a secluded, closed room.
And I was like, so
Yeah, that sounds.
I said, so
nice.
you took my daughter into a room and it was just you and her, and she's a minor, and you didn't call me. I said, okay, there's problem 1. I said 2. I said, did you tell her she didn't have to submit to your test? And he was like, well, no. And I'm like, so you didn't even afford her the right to refuse. You just expect a 16-year-old to know she doesn't have to take a field sobriety test from you because you're using your position of authority against her.
100%.
And you could just tell. This conversation went on for 10 minutes of me just pointing out all the flaws.
Oh, man.
And he was like, you could just tell. Dude, he's not I don't think he's a school resource officer.
I'm saying, 'cause that's
Yeah.
a,
But
that's
I
a
was
lawsuit
I
waiting
was,
to happen.
dude. That's why I told the school. I was like, dude, you guys don't understand. Like, I'm not dumb when it comes to the law. Like, I'm all for, but you gotta juvenile rules are so much different from adults.
Yeah.
like and he should know that working at a school.
Yeah, he's an
Yes.
SRO. That's
Yeah,
literally what
like
he should
you
know.
should never be in a room with just you and a kid, and then you're trying to accuse them of doing drugs, which you have no proof. And that's what I started asking him, what are you certified in? Do you have this certification? Do you have this? And then, no. So how do you
why
know?
do you work here?
I'm like, what do you like? I'm like, dude, you really just think about the lawsuit you'd have on your hands right now. Like,
Dude, I can.
Yeah.
If that happened, was Alexi you said?
no, it's Allie.
Okay, 1, that is nuts.
Yeah.
Okay,
All-
I know Allie. That's nuts.
All because she was she stayed in the locker room for the girls' for PE instead of going to weights or whatever, and they found her in there, and then they called her out, and she said I think it had to do with her eyes being whatever, and I'm like you can't
allergies?
just
So that
make
means
that
she's
crap
on
up.
drugs.
Yeah, you can't just make it up. You have nothing, and even then, why are you not calling the parent? Like, dude, that should be your first call is to a parent where you're gonna. Cool. Like if it's a drug, it's not like it's alcohol where like after so much time, it's not going to be in their system. Drugs are going to be in there. We're fine. If you need to take blood from her at that point because you want to prove something, which what would you prove that other than she had? You can't. She's not driving. So
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of nothing there. So
Dude,
it's not illegal to have done drugs. It's illegal to be in possession of drugs and all kinds of stuff. So this guy, it was bad.
dude,
Yeah.
I can say that guy sounds like it. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I can say
Anyway.
if that were to happen at our school, I probably would have been questioned for having drugs all the time, just based on attitude and behavior alone.
And I get like especially with Benton being little, like your parents need to be be Like why are you pulling a
Yes.
kid apart and questioning him at that young of an age? Like
Yeah, but
and it isn't like this is a serious issue though. Like if you're making it that serious where you're pulling him out and doing all this,
Oh, and she threatened me like because he's in kindergarten, we won't suspend him, but if it happens again, we will. And then his punishment was he had to miss recess. I mean, Benton's a very sensitive
He's
soul.
6.
He came.
Well-
He was in tears because he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know, all the kids see that he doesn't get to go outside,
Yeah.
and
And
he had
why?
to stay back. And
Why does he
then the
need
fact
to
that, like
go?
I said, he wasn't the only one playing the little game. It was all just like I said.
I just
Dumb,
that's the kind of thing where I really am just like, listen, I'm not taking away from the serious nature that is dealing with it all around the country. Everyone's terrified of it. I tell
Yes.
you right now, it's something that I will have nightmares over, that a gunman showing up to my kid's school. Like, I get that. I totally get that. My son is 6. He's a kindergartner.
That's where you're supposed to be a teacher. And
Yeah.
teach him, hey, look, this is why we don't do this. Explain to the
Well,
kid.
not just that, but like I was
They
saying
didn't
earlier,
even let his teacher. The rule is the teacher has to immediately email higher up. So the teacher he's familiar with and is comfortable with wasn't even allowed to directly talk to him about it. She had to email the principal, and they came and grabbed him. Like I said, complete stranger to Benton, all by himself, being scorned.
to the principal's office. I mean, everybody at every
Terrified.
level knows.
Terrified.
Yeah, we all know that that's when you're in trouble. I just look at them and say that it could have been handled a million times better if they had sent an email to Shalae and me, the teacher, and said, "Hey, this happened in class today. Will you please
I have to tell the principal." Even the teacher should have at least given me.
I was saying, even not
up.
tell the principal, "Hey, can you please talk to Benton about this? I need you to verify that we don't do this, and this is something that if it happens again, this is what's going to happen."
Well-
not a straight up go to the principal's
Well,
office.
that's
where
what I'm
Kenny didn't
saying.
even know he did anything wrong.
No, but the teacher, that's her protocol. She has to. But I'm saying that's
know.
fine that you have to tell the principal, but include me in that email or give me a heads up that that's the protocol and let me have an option of coming down there. Don't just bypass all of it and be like, oh, that's what, another kid told me that this boy said that, so I have to tell the principal without confirming any details, telling the parents.
I guess I just have such a hard time with immediately going to the principal's office. Again, dude, there is not a little boy in this world that hasn't made a finger gun gesture. It's just playing.
I mean, I went to school with kids with guns on the back of their car,
Yes,
the
dude.
shotguns on the racks, or
And I did too, man. That was not that long ago.
we used to have BB gun wars. We would shoot at each other with guns. 2-pump rule. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure my dude Brian Murphy still has a BB in his bicep, dude.
Because somebody definitely did 4 pumps.
Yeah, somebody
had the
definitely did
airsoft
more.
guns,
Yeah, airsoft.
Yeah, airsoft
People.
guns, paintball guns. I mean, it's just the thing is I just found that to be just such a heavy-handed, absurd reaction. Again, for a little dude, he's a little boy. You know,
sometimes they just need to understand. If you're there are rules in place for kids, and I get it, but it's letter of the law versus spirit of the law,
Yeah.
right? You have a 6-year-old. Maybe just be a teacher and say, hey, look, man, this is. I'm going to, I'd still reach out to you, but
Yes.
have a conversation. Say, hey, we don't do that. This is a concern. Just have a little conversation with it, move on to it, and then talk to the parent and say, hey, and I get it. Not all parents are responsible, right? Not everybody's a good parent.
Right.
So you have to do some other things, but it's why don't you just try to go a little bit above and beyond versus just doing, that happened,
Straight
got to
to
do
the
this.
principal's office.
Yes.
Well, and I immediately emailed her when she did tell me about it after the fact, and I was like, I just want to clear everyone's conscience and please let the principal know we don't even own a gun. There's no way he has any real meaning behind it. He can't show up to school with a real gun. He doesn't even know. And she was like, I know, I don't think Benton's a bad kid. That was what
You
I
don't
had
own
to
a gun?
do.
You need a gun? I got a gun.
so
But I just was trying to I didn't want them to look at him as what is this kid plotting? I'm like, we don't have anything.
He's got a backpack today.
I know, dude.
So
I gotta say this: when she said that we don't know, I'm like, I know Jason's gonna come out with this one. I have no.
it's
problem
not because
at all.
we don't have a problem with it. We just have not gotten around to
that's what I'm
doing
saying.
it.
I don't recreationally shoot ever. I when my buddies want to go shooting, I'm like, guys, every single time I pull the trigger, I just see $signs because how
you just
expensive
ammunition
ammunition is.
Get you a little Mossberg 500 or
Well,
get
again-
you an AR-15 pistol, buddy.
See, that's my thing is if I got one, here's the other thing is, so now I have a gun in the house. Now I'm going to be totally stressed all the time about whether or not my kids get to it.
So I will
and I know
tell
I got to
you-
get it safe,
so-
and so there's a whole bunch of
okay,
process
so yes,
behind it.
actually,
But I want to make it very clear, I am 1,000%
pro gun.
pro gun
Amendment.
ownership.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to mess. Me, it's a matter of convenience. That's all it is. It's a matter of convenience and money I don't want to spend.
No,
and
I
I don't
get
want to
it.
do. That's
I get
it.
it.
But
Yeah.
I don't want
Get you a
anybody to
sweet
think.
deal.
I just don't want anybody to think that I am anti-gun. That is not me.
I know that's got nothing to do with it, and I get the concern with kids, right? But I will tell you, having had kids raised with them, all that, if you show them what it is, tell them it's no, and it's not I think the curiosity is what killed the
Yes.
cat, right?
Yeah.
So when they find it and they've never seen
Like,
it, there's
ooh, this was what
is
Dad
this?
hides from me.
Whatever, right? But okay, I have a giant safe, right? I was able to get it for when I bought my first house. The guy was like, I don't want to move it again. You can have it for $600.
Nice.
I have
I'm
helped
like,
people move a
done.
safe.
I'm like, perfect. Yeah, my buddy has hated me for having him move that thing with
That's
me.
why I don't want to do it.
But I don't have any guns in it. My guns are in the house. They're just up
Hiding
places,
for
hiding.
conven- yeah, if something
right next to
happens.
my bed, whatever, right? I long for the day somebody breaks into my house, bro. Like, let's go, dude.
prepared.
You picked the wrong place, bro. I'm dumping mags and going. Let's do it.
I'm black underneath, eyes ready to go.
I
Camel
got
on
a
the
laser
face.
pointer on one, dude. Oh yeah. So
It is funny because like when I say this, it's going to sound like I'm talking about growing up in a dangerous home. That's not the case at all, right? But I knew exactly where the guns were in my home, and they were on the top shelf of my dad's closet.
Yeah.
Like, and
But
they
you
weren't in a
curious.
safe. But some of it is because we went skeet shooting in the backyard.
Yeah.
We clay pigeon shooting, for anybody that knows what it is. I mean, we did that. It was never something that really interested me.
Yeah.
So I never went to go get my dad's shotgun. I wasn't going to do it. But
I've taken my kids out since they were young, shooting an AR-15 and just doing little things, standing behind them. I have pictures of them where I'm down on my knees, like they're just little kids.
Yeah.
8 years old, shooting a little AR-15.
we so we do a camp out basically every May or June. It's my dad, his sons, and their sons. So it's grandpa and the grandsons, right? And last time was Benton's first time to go clay pigeon shooting, and he loved it. Had a great time doing it. And so we can't wait to go to what he calls boy camp. He gets so amped about it every year. And so he's been talking about it a lot. Are we going to go shooting again at boy camp? I'm like, I'm sure we will. Like, it's part of what we do. We go fishing and we go shooting. It's just not something that I care about. But anyway, going all the way back to the airing of the grievance, which is some teachers really do need to chill.
Yeah.
They just need to chill about it.
Maybe believe a student who's never lied to you before that they're not
Exactly.
cheating. Like, if they have a pattern of cheating, that's a whole different thing. But
Yeah.
she's never cheated in this class, and if you can't prove it,
Drop
you
it.
can have the conversation, but you need to let it go. You need to take the L, right?
Yep.
And instead, now Lexi is taking an L, and it's a good lesson for her to learn, by all means. And
It's
again,
really
not
preparing
knocking
for
on
life.
teachers. It really is.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking on teachers. This particular teacher,
In this
just-
particular instance.
in this particular instance, he may be really good at other things, but in this moment, I think he handled it wrong, and he could have had a win in a different way if he just would have maybe put his pride aside. But I think he was so dead set on you cheated, that he was, and I'm like, well, you just got to take the L. Kid.
I think we can say this has all happened to us in various instances in our life in which you've taken a stance on something that you really were like, I regret taking that stance, but
I'm here.
I have dug in. So I have to defend this spot for a long time, and I wish that I didn't have to. I wish I hadn't made the stand, but I'm already dug in, so here we go.
Yep.
Start the battle. All right, well, it's funny. I think when we started this, again, third time the charm worked out, guys. I'm seeing, doesn't look like we got any problems. Looks like all the
good.
audio was recorded correctly. And we'd said maybe we'd go for about 20 minutes.
It's probably been an hour and 20 minutes.
An hour and 27. So,
Yeah,
so here we go,
fine.
guys. Well done. Thanks, babe. That's some stamina from your part.
Staying up.
I've been in here since what? 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
2.5
About
hours?
7:40, 7:30.
Oh, even more.
I think we
I
got started
right
at
at
7:30.
7:35.
Yeah, so we got started pretty quickly right after
afterwards,
you got
so
here. That was almost. I was ready on
I
time,
know.
baby. If I didn't screw everything up,
It's fine.
Whatever.
I told you it's not a big deal.
I still am kicking myself.
I
about
know,
it,
but dude, like
I'm
I said,
still pretty
if
upset
I
about
knew
it.
how to do half of this crap, I would have something over here to do it, to take it off. You just got to show me how to do this so I can have some blame.
Well, no, I would rather just blame myself. I'll tell you what would be great one day when we actually get to the point where we can say, hey, we're making money on this. Let's get a producer, and all you and I got to do is talk.
Just show up.
That'd be great.
Someday. Big
I will also say this. I'm one of those guys that I'm
You
not
like
a good
control.
passenger. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a terrible passenger. And
Stop sightseeing driving.
Yeah, dude, I'm horrible at it. So, well, anyway, I hope that this was a fun episode. No talk of sports, minus the did the very opening even make it? Or is that part of one of the other two recordings?
I don't think
I don't remember. I've lost count.
Okay, well, no sports. Shalae was
All
adamant.
good.
She did not want to be a part of any of that. So I think we might have accomplished it. Honestly, we don't remember which recording had it or not. So, all right, well.
Like fat kids in dodgeball. We're out.
Later.
I always wish you would do more. Stay fresh, you cheese bags. The JJ and Pug Show theme song was written, composed, and performed by Lane Hartman. Special thanks to Highland Communities for all the support given to our show. You can find the JJ and Pug Show podcast wherever you do listen to podcasts. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Remember to share the show with your friends and family and subscribe wherever you do listen. If you're able to, please feel free to support us by sending a donation to us by going to ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. That is ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for all the support, whether that is by simply listening, whether that is sharing it with a friend, or giving us that sweet, sweet cash. We truly appreciate it all. Thank you so much.